Hey, Reef DVM's coming at you with a fairly easy project. The garden needed a sprinkler system, and I didn't want to pay for one to be put in, and nor did I want to run that flexible tubing. I've got garden hoses, so I bought a few digital timers. I had one already, which is an older model, and I bought a couple pieces of 5 foot hose and a couple hose connectors. I'm going to make my own automatic sprinkler system with basically one line to the garden of hose and then four sprinklers that are out there and four individual hoses. Now, currently, what we do is we have one line to the garden of water and we split it into four, and then it goes to four different sprinkling towers, and we go out there and we flip the switches on each tower. That's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 5 foot pieces of hose, this Flexzilla stuff. Get this at Menards, just short 5 foot pieces. I'm going to take two of them, cut them in half, so basically literally break them, and put ends on them so that I have four of them. And then I'm going to put these short 2.5 foot pieces onto each of the timers, build a little box, set all the timers at the same time, and then offset when they run by about 65 minutes, and have them each run for 60 minutes a night. So basically, the garden will get watered at night for about 60 minutes, one timer at a time. And then, no reason to run out there and, have to flip a switch or forget not to flip a switch and overwater a section of garden. And, the nice thing about these kind of timers, like I said, I've got three new ones here, and I got that one that we tried out that's a little earlier model, is that you can go out there in the middle of the day if it's hot, hit the manual button, set it for a few extra minutes, and let the thing run, which is good. We have enough water pressure on the farm that we're able to run technically two sprinklers at a time down there at the garden, but I like to just do one at a time so I know what's going on. Here I'm just putting the hose ends together. They're just simple kits that you buy at Menards just to splice hoses and put ends on. Basically, I cut it, stick the right end on it, and then tighten it up. I always make sure it's the one that's screwed into the right end of the hose so that I've got a male and female on each hose. Um, each one of these units takes I think two double A's, and it lasts a whole summer, so you don't have to replace the batteries more than once a summer. As far as freezing goes, they recommend these timers not to freeze because there's probably a little water left in them. So I plan on just bringing them in the fall before I till the garden and put them in the shop in a box and wait for it to go out in next spring. Real easy design. I think the whole project of cutting the hoses and getting it done, as far as setup, probably took me about a half hour. Cost wise, I think each timer, if you buy them, online cheap or through like a Menards, I think the timers are about 30 bucks a piece, and the hoses were $10 for two. So, 150 to probably 200 bucks depending upon where you buy things. And again, fully automatic sprinkler system can be set up in your place. Now remember that I've already got the hoses though, and I've already got the sprinklers. So I want to not have to, count those in the cost. So again, I've got four sprinkler towers out there, four hoses, plus a main line already out there. So I suppose if you put all those in to the cost, you'd probably say, well, each sprinkler is probably worth about another 30 bucks a piece, so that'd be 120. And the hoses out there with the five total, probably pushing 40 a piece, is probably another couple $100 in hoses. So if you put the four sprinkler heads, the four hoses, um, shucks, and then the splitter, and then these four timers and these four pieces into it, you're probably looking at maybe $400 time you get all said and done. But I already had the hoses, already had the sprinklers, already had the splitter, so this is how it's going to be. As you can see, just took some plywood laying around the farm and decided to try to make a box for these guys. They can get out in the rain, they can be rained on, but I just wanted to, keep them a little cleaner. So two hinges, a little bit of extra wood, paint it black just to keep all the crap off it and stuff a little easier. And out we'll go. And I've got it set so the hoses can run underneath. I've got it set up a little bit. So here's our main line from the well. It goes to the splitter. I've got one hose that just sits there for watering a tree or filling 5-gallon buckets. The other four, these are these new yellow lines. I'll go to my black box, and when I open the black box, you'll be able to see that they hook into each of the timers, and then the 4 main hoses go off of each of the timers. It's about 12:20 here in the afternoon. All the timers are off. I have my extra hose all coiled up, and the rest of the hose runs out to the garden, and each of the 4 towers is out there. So now it's just a matter of testing it on. One thing I like is you got the manual setting. It's got an auto setting. It's pretty easy. You hit manual, it says 10 minutes. You can make it shorter or longer. If you let it go, all of a sudden the sprinkler will just start up and it'll run for 10 minutes off there in the distance. There it goes. It's really quite nice. At the end of 10 minutes, it shuts it back off. I've actually got these set to run at night. I'm going to turn off here for a second and I'll shut the sprinkler off. And then each one runs at a different time at night so that they don't ever overlap. Nice thing about that is for me is no drop in water pressure throughout the house or anything, although I can run 2 at a time with these long hoses. It's been a great project, an easy project to do. Makes life a little easier during the summertime, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like or subscribe, and we'll keep putting out great videos like this.